In part 1, we met Aundria Bowman and her adopted dad, Dennis Bowman. Today, we follow the story of Kathleen Doyle. We'll learn her story, the discovery of her untimely passing, and we'll then follow the police investigation into her death, followed by the evolution of DNA testing and how it all leads back to Dennis Bowman. We'll then look at his multiple confessions and close this story out. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought things would never catch up to good old Dennis, stick around. Just like that can of Spam in the back of your cupboard, dried semen has a long shelf life. This is Necronomipod.
Speaking of spam,
You're more of a sperm guy?
I'm going to be honest. I had always thought that I would enjoy spam. And a couple months ago, we had some at your house.
We did.
You fried some up. It was not, and this is coming from the guy who loves gas station food, it was not good at all.
No, not so much.
I didn't try it. I had stopped eating meat since then.
Oh, how convenient.
Well, in all fairness, this is not meat. I don't
True.
believe.
That's true.
I always thought, like, just seeing it, I'm gonna be like, okay, I know that looks gross. I'm going to enjoy that.
Well, in theory, it seems like something that would be up your culinary alley.
Yeah. Like
Naturally.
really just salty meat, almost like a jerky, but like a ham version.
Yeah.
No, it was not good.
I remember when this happened because it smelled good being cooked.
Did it?
I thought so.
I don't remember the smell.
I thought it kind of had a ham smell. Like it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, it smells kind of good.
I think you fried it up and it was even a little bit crispy on the outside.
Yeah.
But then the inside was just like mush
Yeah, it's not the
and
best.
funky.
Like I've had Spam Masubi and that was okay. That's the only other time I had Spam before that. But
Yeah.
this is not, just by itself like this, not good.
I did not enjoy it. I will not be having spam again.
That's fair.
That's all I
There's
got
no
to
need
say
to.
about that.
There's no need to.
Oh. No, there really isn't. I mean, maybe if I was stuck in a hurricane like they got going on
Yeah.
and that's all you had was like spam and tuna.
That might be all you have. That's not going to be waterlogged.
Yeah.
Man, what a mess, huh?
It's scary.
Seems like it's going to be bad.
We were all in Florida in July, and since we came back, they've had nothing but hard times.
Yeah.
Storms.
yeah. Speaking of that, I was watching the Weather Channel before you guys came over. And obviously, there are guys all over Southwest Florida just trying not to drown, reporting live like from the ocean.
All the authorities are like, please evacuate. You are going to die. News channels are like, fucking send them down. Send them down. We need that shot of that guy blown away with his microphone.
I know. Cantors in some parking garage, water up to his thighs. But there was a guy in the water. I forget what town he was in, and he was holding onto the rail, and he was looked like he was going to get blown over the railing. He's holding on tight. 70 mile an hour, 80 mile
This
an hour
tall,
winds.
lanky looking guy.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you better hold on. But the microphones these guys use are amazing. It sounded like as clear as him sitting in our studio. Like, why aren't we using those microphones? They're nuts. I feel like when Mike drops his pen, I hear it in the back of my head through the.
Dropped it.
Yeah. This guy's it's 90 mile an hour winds.
It was
You can't hear
literally,
anything.
I think they said 86 mile an hour winds.
You can't even tell. It sounds like he's in a studio.
And it sounded just like Dave was, like no background noise, nothing.
I don't get it. Those are fucking magic mics. Magic Mike. That's what they should call it.
Is that what that
Magic
movie's
Mike.
about? I'm gonna have to watch that movie. Is that what it's about? News reporters in the eye of a storm?
I think it might be.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
That and wieners.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I always like when those the people reporting in those storms have like a big coat on or something because
Yeah.
it's like just blowing super
That's how
fast.
it was.
in the wind.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, now they were like batting helmets. I had not seen this. A lot of
Oh,
the like
really?
the weather
Yeah.
people who are out in the storm, they're wearing actual like batting helmets. Just
okay.
and
Smart.
maybe there's a sound piece in them too. I'm sure, so they can hear.
I'm sure there
the
is,
mic,
yeah.
but like, yeah, it's pretty wild.
I was watching CNN and Boris, I can't remember his last name, the bald dude with the black beard. It's on during the day.
Yes,
He's out there, no helmet on, just
raw dogging a,
yeah.
a hurricane.
just getting beat up by the rain and whatnot.
There's going to be more news people than people that live there in some of these, towns on the water.
I mean, I hope that's the case because those people should be the fuck out of there.
Anderson Cooper was down there too. I'm like, this is outside your pay grade, man. You're a little too big
Everyone's down there.
to do that.
Dude, you don't have to leave your apartment if you don't want to. You can just broadcast from your bed.
Yeah, like, why are you in the middle of all this?
Stop it, sir. You've proven your point. We get it. We will watch. Speaking of baseball helmets, man, I've had some good transitions tonight.
It's been pretty good.
Those fucking Guardians really laying it on that they're from Cleveland.
Dying. Terrible.
Dave, between them and the Browns, how do you even find the energy to put your feet on the floor every morning?
The Brown season's been over for 2 weeks at this point. That is just an abomination of a football team. Awful. Just fucking god awful.
It's
But
terrible.
I really had high hopes for the Guardians.
I did too.
This postseason, and not looking good. They're not hitting at all. The hitting's atrocious.
As we speak, because we're recording this probably before anyone, well, obviously before anyone's going to hear it, but by the time this episode's released, there might be another game. They're down 2-1 to Detroit and have not had a run in 20 straight innings.
That's crazy.
20 something at this point. Yeah,
It's got to be some kind of a record.
Not a good one.
I thought they were going to go to the ALCS this year, at least.
Yeah,
That's what I thought based on what everybody was saying.
I know.
Like, I don't really follow baseball that much. I don't watch it, but people in my family do. They're like super big fans, and everybody's talking like they're going to win the World Series or at least get there.
Detroit's a tough team, too. Yeah. We got a bad draw. It would have been nice to have maybe gotten Kansas City instead, but, Okay.
It's a lot of sports talk.
Sports talk. NHL season started yesterday.
Wow, how about
The
that?
Edmonton Oilers start here in about T-minus 2 hours. Can't wait for that. Speaking of good teams for once, they were one game away from the Stanley Cup.
That's true.
They really were. That's the most hockey I've ever watched in my life.
I appreciate the support. Let's hope we can do it again this year.
It was a good time.
It was fun. Playoff hockey isn't exciting, and I did not sit down for one single playoff game. I just paced back and forth in my office. Probably got more steps than I ever walked in my life. They did not make it easy. I remember the night we were at Old Wrestling when we sponsored that show. It was last May. They were down 3-2 to the Vancouver Canucks, and I was getting updates on my phone. And I was like, I was sure they were going to lose, and that was going to be it. And I was like, well, at least I'm out with my friends. I'll get some drinks and have a good time. They fucking won like 6-0. And I was like, God damn, let's go, boys.
Is that the game the Oilers girl showed her boobies? Maybe that's why they won.
I don't remember when that was,
I don't either.
but it was.
Hoping we see some more of that this year.
You
Though.
want more of the Oilers booby girl?
Seems fun.
She's with Playboy now.
I know. How about that? She got herself signed.
You think she'll sign and be in Columbus if we go to that game? She'll be down there showing boobies.
I hope so.
Everyone's just booing her though, because they're like, we don't fucking care. We want Columbus tits, not those Canadian tits. You foreigner, how'd you get in here
Build the wall. Build the wall.
at a hockey game? Jesus.
No more Canadians.
Now we're talking. Except they'd have to keep a wall to keep me out. Build a wall. I'd go up to Canada.
Hop over there.
Yeah, I want to go over there.
He's just pounding on the wall. I need poutine and hockey. Let me in.
Yeah, an Oilers girl, let me in, please. Just bang on some random wall on the Montana border. Please. Like,
You just have to walk around the side.
Yeah,
and go
they're
in.
like, does he not just go to the door? They're like, it's Canada. We love everybody. Come on in. You walk on in. They give you some maple syrup and a shot of Crown Royal.
Sounds
It's
delightful.
the greatest country in the world. I made most of that up, but still, it sounds awesome.
I believed it.
All right. Well, that was spam, weather, and sports. What else do you need?
Covered the gamut.
Yeah.
You just end the episode.
We just do part 2 next week.
Could.
It's a 3-parter. That was it. All right, let's give them what they came for.
Where we left off on part 1, advancements in genealogical DNA technology had caught up with Dennis Bowman in 2019 when he was arrested for the 1980 murder of 25-year-old Kathleen Doyle. And remember, this all started with suspicions around Dennis regarding the disappearance of his adopted daughter, Aundria, from 1989. Back in 1980, Kathleen Doyle was 25 years old and living in Norfolk, Virginia, with her naval lieutenant husband, Stephen Doyle. Stephen was away on active duty, so Kathleen was living alone, as were many of the women in that neighborhood that they lived in. Kathleen was really good friends with another Navy wife, Vivian Mahoney, and they would hang out all the time. So when Vivian didn't hear from Kathleen for a couple days, she got worried. Vivian and Kathleen had hung out on September 9th, 1980. They were drinking wine at Kathleen's house until 9 or 9:30 p.m. that night.
I suspect that's pretty common, right? The wives or the stay-at-home spouses kind of form a little bond and friendship, just kind of being left on their own and
I would think
bases
so.
and stuff. Yeah,
Shared
in those
loneliness
communities.
type of bonding, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her husband, it's not like he was close by or anything. He was out in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, that's what I
Station,
mean.
yeah,
like
so-
you're on your own, so
Right.
go hang out with the other lady whose husband's across the world.
Commiserate.
You know,
Get fucked up.
and
What kind
watch
of
show.
wine were they drinking?
From the crime scene photos, it looked like a white wine, kind of like a lighter colored wine, whatever.
I can't believe you had an answer for that. That's very impressive.
I was too.
Yeah. I was
going to say, what was it, Mad Dog 2020?
I was just going to speculate, and here he is pulling out fucking answers on us.
Damn.
So 2 days later, on September 11th, 1980, Vivian and her husband stopped by Kathleen's house to check on her. As Vivian walked up to Kathleen's house, she noticed that mail was sticking out of the mailbox, which made her more concerned. Vivian got to the front door and noticed that the screen door was slightly open, and there were a couple newspapers that were holding the screen door open, like they were kind of wedged in there. When Vivian knocked on the door, it swung open. She walked inside and saw that the wine glasses that her and Kathleen were using 2 days earlier were still sitting there in the same spot as when Vivian left on the 9th. She walked into the bedroom. That's where she saw Kathleen laying on the floor. Vivian panicked and ran outside to tell her husband, James.
That's a September 11th where no one knew who bin Laden was yet. Different times.
That's true. Thank you for that timeline. This was a September 11th when Mike and Ian Namapod were not alive.
That is also true.
Yeah.
I was alive.
I doubt that I was even a thought at that point.
This was in the
I don't know that my parents knew each other.
this was in the build up to the Carter-Reagan election of November 1980.
Yeah.
Hostages.
Yeah. Everyone had those fuck Iran stickers, bumper stickers on their car. That I remember.
Iron Sheik was fucking getting beat up by Hulk Hogan.
No, not yet.
No?
This is before that.
Oh, okay.
Hogan, I think, was still working as a heel at this time. Oh.
I know there's a joke in here somewhere about like high school Ian's dad. Like pre-Ian going way back when he's,
Fuck you, Iron Sheik! Fuck you! Bob Backlund's my man! Fuck
Backlund.
you! Bruno! Bruno! Bruno!
I was thinking more along the lines of, yeah, someday I'm going to have a kid and he's going to be a famous podcaster.
I like it better as I'm a wrestling fan. It passed on
Yeah,
to
we can
Ian.
go with that.
He was a big Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund narc. Just anybody except that disgusting Iron Sheik.
In the bedroom, James found Kathleen had been murdered. She was nude, tied up, and gagged. James tried calling police, but the house phone wasn't working, so he went to a neighbor's to call. When police got there and started to process the scene, they found that the mouthpiece receiver was missing, so that's why the phone didn't work. For our younger listeners, these were talking phones where you would like hold it and you got a mouthpiece and an earpiece, but that front would unscrew. So that's what he did. He unscrewed it, pulled out the mouthpiece, and screwed it back in.
What do you think that was all about? Do you think he did that when he got there or when he left? Because were you quiet breaking in and no one heard you and you had time to like tiptoe around and do that? It's kind of weird.
There's two different ways to look at it. It's either he did it to be cruel because we'll see later on, he leaves her alive. So he leaves and then does it on his way out, or he's been in the house, which that's what law enforcement think, is that he was home, or he was already in the house when her and the whole time that they were hanging out together.
Man, isn't that scary?
Like some BTK type shit.
But then he was also relying on the fact that nobody was going to call the entire time they were hanging out, because then she would have discovered that something was fucked with the phone.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I that's interesting, the idea of, because I forgot she was still alive, so maybe it was just one last way to like, you ain't calling anybody.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's dark.
Upon looking around the house, police noticed that all 9 of the windows in the house were unlocked, and there was a piece of wood propped up next to one of those windows. A marble rolling pin with broken handles was found next to Kathleen's body, which could have been used to hit her. She was beat up pretty bad. A cord from her electronic contact lens cleaning machine was tied around her neck, and she was gagged with a piece of her own clothing. That is something I did not know existed until this. A contact lens cleaning machine.
Is that before disposable contacts, like hard ones back then? You had to throw them in this machine at night and clean them?
Yeah.
Cleans them and maybe keeps them watered then again. And
Yeah,
just
I don't
pop
know.
them back in.
Seems like a lot.
I've seen
seems like a
contact
lot.
cases.
Yeah, I thought
Like I
you
remember
just-
my parents using those. Like you take a contact out, you put it in like a little case that had like the
Yeah.
2 little cups.
Right.
And you put like the solution in and it saves it for the next day.
Yeah,
And that probably cleaned them too. But I don't know what like a machine is.
I never even heard of that.
Do they just throw them away nowadays? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I thought we moved to mostly disposable ones. Just get like a 30-day supply, right?
I'm going to tell you right now, I would rather not see than have to put contacts in.
Same. Touching my eye would
No.
be awful.
No. I went to one eye appointment in my life and they stopped the appointment early because I wasn't cooperating when they were trying to do that little puff of air into your eye. I kept closing it and they're like, we're just going to be done. And I was like, thank you. Because it's not happening.
Security, we've got a non-compliant customer in here. The patient will not do anything that we say.
They had already gotten to the point, and this is in my adulthood, they had already gotten to the point where like they knew I needed glasses. So I have a pair that I use at like night, or if I'm, to see like at a concert, if I wanted to see further. But I haven't been back in like 10 years to like update that prescription. And I just don't think it's worth it. I've told you guys, when it comes to eyes, I'm weak. If you talk about something with eyes, my eyes will start watering.
Yeah.
If someone starts cutting onions, I'm crying. It happens. I have very weak eyes.
Have you ever watched the short film from the early 1900s with the razor blade?
No, I don't even want to know. No. I'm gonna start blinking a lot because it's like making my eyes water. Just thinking about that.
LASIK was fucking terrible, but it's the best thing I've ever done.
I remember when you did that.
Yeah, they put like that circular thing like in your eye to hold open everything.
Oh. Nope.
I can't do anything like that. I have a gag reflex. I go to the dentist. They want to do x-rays. I start gagging as soon as they leave the room. I'm like, hurry up. I'm going to fucking throw up all over myself. I told you I can't do this, idiot.
We're a couple of tough guys over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Real tough guys.
You can't put anything in my mouth. Man. Don't puff my eye.
I wear a Carhartt.
So the cord from the contact lens cleaning machine was around her neck. She was gagged with a piece of her own clothing. Police don't know where the binds from her wrist came from. They were cut from a towel, so like a dish towel cut into pieces. They don't know if Kathleen owned that towel beforehand or the killer came with those pre-cut. Kathleen had been stabbed 2 times, one in the left side of her chest and another in the back. She also had a burn mark on her cheek that was circular in shape. And in the bathroom, as police were going through everything, they found a Lincoln log in there that had a charring on the end of it. So the killer brought this Lincoln log because
No kids there.
there's no Lincoln logs in the house. So he brought this with him and used it to burn her face.
Ugh.
While she was alive?
Presumably, because how he tells it later on is that she's alive when he leaves.
Yeah.
I remember Lincoln Logs.
I had Lincoln Logs.
Yeah, I had him.
Wanted to build a log cabin like our great president.
What else could you do with those other than build a cabin? That's about it.
You just build one cabin and it's over.
Okay, well, now what? I'm going to break it down and do it again, I guess.
Anybody want to use these as a weapon?
Is that the same kind of origin story as the teddy bear? Like named after Teddy Roosevelt?
It's a good question.
I assume it is, right?
Yeah, maybe they'll, log cabin. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that one.
You should do that.
Yeah, I'll do a toy history.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not?
The autopsy confirmed what investigators suspected. Kathleen had been raped. They found sperm and unknown pubic hairs. However, this is in 1980. Forensic evidence was in the very early stages, so there wasn't much that they could do with this evidence. They could use the sperm to get a blood type of the killer, but that's about it.
Do you know what blood type you have?
No.
I don't either.
I always forget.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Yeah. Gravy.
Yeah.
Spaghetti sauce.
Chili dog sauce.
Is that something you should know? I feel like that's something like you maybe should know.
I've been told numerous times, and it's literally in one ear and out the other. It's like when we do a trivia show and there's stuff I should know and I just don't. It's my blood type.
Because one of the blood types is universal, right? As far as donor works for everybody. So like in the event of an emergency, that's probably something you should know so you could donate blood, when you need it.
Well,
I don't ever give blood.
I
Tried
can't.
but bipolar medication, they don't want it.
Oh, all right.
And I can't because I think I've talked about it before, whatever the blood disorder is where you're more prone to blood clots. It's like something factor 5 blood disorder. I don't have any blood clots, but I'm genetically inclined that I'm prone to them so that I can't donate my blood either. Maybe it'll give me a deferment from the draft too when the inevitable World War III comes. They're like,
I think the age is going to give you
they're like, we're upping it to 47. And I'm like, no, fuck you, not me.
You are.
Not me. I'm on a diet of Miller Lite, Speedway chili dogs, and Factor 5. Motherfuckers. Yeah, I think it's 27 used to be the last time they had the draft.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah. It was well safe. We are all well safe now. You don't want us.
No.
I don't give blood either.
But what's your medical reason?
Well, I pass out.
I don't like the needle. It tickles my arm.
Makes me very lightheaded. We're not very civic-minded in this room here. We're not good people.
We literally can't. Dave's worst nightmare is giving blood while the dentist puts something in his mouth. And he's just unconscious. He can't take the needle. He's gagging.
I worry that they're filling your blood and something happens and all the techs leave and you bleed out. Last time I tried it, I asked the guy like how long it would take me to if he just left and pulled the tube out of the bag and just let me bleed out, how long it would take.
You asked the guy this?
I did.
Did he hit the little security button underneath this table?
No, he told me. I forget how long he said it would take, but it wasn't that long.
Wasn't long enough.
No, not that long.
The one and only lead came from a time that Kathleen went to a wedding in Connecticut and reconnected with an old college friend. She brought up how her husband was deployed and she was living alone. Kathleen went on to tell this friend that there was a man she felt that could possibly be stalking her and asked if she could call him if she had any issues with this guy. Her friend said absolutely, and he told Kathleen to keep the number to the police visible if she needed it. Kathleen did put the Norfolk PD's number up. It was on her fridge, but we don't know any further details about this stalker. We don't know if she told anybody else about it. The only thing we know is that Kathleen tried to call this friend right after Vivian left on September 9th. Police were able to get phone records and saw that call was placed at 9:32 p.m.
Interesting. The friend didn't answer, huh?
No.
Some good he was.
Well, she probably wouldn't have heard her anyway because maybe the mouthpiece was already gone. I think we'll find when we get into the investigation later that kind of flies in the face to what he said actually happened and framing it as a crime of opportunity type thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the likelihood of what Dennis has been up to for a long time.
Yeah.
Kathleen's case sat cold for the next 4 years. There just weren't any leads. And the other thing was they didn't find any fingerprints, so the killer was wearing gloves. That's another thing that goes against the crime of opportunity thing.
Just carrying your gloves around.
Yeah. But this is where it's at for 4 years until our friends from a couple weeks ago, Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole, came into the picture. We know that these two, specifically Henry, confessed to hundreds of murders that they didn't commit, and Kathleen's ended up being one of them. Authorities moved forward with Henry's confession to Kathleen's murder until the Lucas report was published in 1986. That was that investigation that was done into all the corruption going on with the Rangers that spread out, to all these other departments.
Yeah.
Kathleen's murder shows up in the Lucas report, where it's pointed out that Becky Powell, Henry's 13-year-old child bride, if we remember, everybody was cool with, they were living in the chicken coop.
Oh, yeah.
She was actually in school in Florida from September 9th to the 11th in 1980. In Henry's confession about Kathleen's murder, he says that Becky was with them. There was also paperwork for scrap metal that Henry and Otis sold on September 10th, 1980. So there was no way that these two were responsible for Kathleen's murder.
Well, there's one you can proof positive that it wasn't them.
And Kathleen's father, he knew that Henry Lee Lucas and Otis were not responsible for this, but the police continued to go down that route. And he wrote a letter to the media just roasting the police department for how they handled his case.
So remind us how this happened. The Texas Rangers were the ones taking all the interviews. How did they incorporate crimes from all over the country? Like, how did Norfolk police get involved in getting a confession for that? Like, what was the tie-in?
So kind of every departments that wanted to capitalize on this all saw what was going on, and they're like, oh, we got some unsolved cases.
They just
maybe
started
he was
calling Texas and saying, can we get in on this parade?
Yeah, like what we have some people, maybe he did something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just logistically
Yeah.
interesting to think about how that happened.
And the Lucas report gets really specific with stuff, and there's times where like this where Henry's in Florida when this happened in Virginia, but there's some that are like California when he's on the whole other side of the country.
Like, no one will notice.
Yeah.
Back in the day when it was easy to like slip under the radar like that.
Yeah.
Nobody will know. It was states away. They'll never know.
Well, most of the time they probably didn't, right?
Yeah.
Can't get away with that shit now. Fucking Carl Monday.
He'll find
find you.
He'll come out of retirement one last time.
I was downtown the other day, and a guy that Carl's age and a woman that it looked just like them, and we're walking towards them on the sidewalk. I'm like, yeah, someone stopped and get a picture. It wasn't them.
Would you have stopped and got a picture?
I probably would have, yeah.
Like, what's this asshole want? What's it bothering me? You're like, I sold you a videotape
That's
30 years ago.
That's right. And we're making you famous, man. Come on. Show some love, Carl.
True. I'm sure his follower count has went up a little bit on Instagram because of us.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Well, did the letter work?
Yeah, it got some new detectives on it.
Okay.
And he went the route of Tim Miller from Texas Equisearch. We talked about him in the Texas Killing Fields, where he never gave up trying to figure out what happened to his daughter, and he pushed the police, and he just stayed on top of it.
Spent his whole life doing it.
Yeah. But unfortunately, John died in 2016, so he never got to find out what we're going to talk about tonight. In 2001, Detective Donnie Norrell revisited Kathleen's case and found the comforter from Kathleen's bed was hidden in the back of the evidence room. Not purposely hidden, just misplaced and forgotten about. The rape kit done on Kathleen back in the 1980s had long since been thrown out, but this comforter still had a white stain on it that sure looked like semen. It was semen, and for years the DNA from that sample was ran against the National CODA system, but never turned up anything. meaning he wasn't a felon, or at least a felon who had been required to give a DNA sample from, back in the 70s or whatever.
Have we changed a lot of those policies where they indefinitely keep those rape kits now? Just disposing of rape kits like that?
How long are they good for, though? Like, what's the science on that? Do you think they're good forever or years and years? That my thought was that they wouldn't be credible anymore, but I don't know.
Or is it a statute of limitations kind of thing? Like, even if you did find them.
No, Vince McMahon told us all about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Go listen to last week's Overtime.
The Golden State Killer, I remember that there was a chance to test some DNA from a rape kit with one of his victims, but it had been thrown away. They just like purged them.
It's a weird thing.
But
it happens a lot. It's unfortunately more frequent than you'd like to think.
Has that just also evolved though over time where they are more credible now years and years later, where back then maybe they weren't, maybe they couldn't get accurate reads off of them, like it became like a lie detector type thing? I don't know. I'm just speculating.
There was probably a lot of short-sightedness too. No one envisioned the technological leaps and bounds we would make, right? 40 years later.
Yeah, they're going to say we
can't.
can't use these.
Yeah.
And maybe there was a part of it as it just kind of got brushed aside and there was just who cares, throw them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, if something happened now, like you wouldn't say, oh, save this pen, it's out of ink, because, years from now, we're going to have, just be able, you just touch it and it refills. Like you're going to throw it away and be like, I'm going to get a new fucking pen.
Yeah.
You don't think of that way, like the advancements are going to come. Of
course not.
This hole in my shirt will repair itself and I never have to get a new article of clothing.
Yeah,
you throw it the fuck away.
It's out of scope. I'm going to ask a controversial question.
I'm going to give you a controversial answer. And the answer is yes.
Should every citizen be required to submit a DNA sample into a database to make it easier to solve crimes like this?
When we first got on this topic, I was going to make the joke that, well, it's easy. At birth, you should just have to give a DNA sample. I think no. I would say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think you agree with us.
I think I probably do. I mean, it's in clear violation of the Fourth Amendment, but
it would certainly make cases like this very easy.
I think there's an argument to be made for things like that.
Yeah. I mean, the argument's definitely there to be made. I guess it's if you have nothing to hide, then what's the difference?
Well, those are arguments that lead to police states, and
yeah,
I get that. If you have nothing to hide, then the police can come in and search it. If you didn't do anything, they're not going to find anything.
Well, what also happens if you're a good, decent, regular citizen who does like every other regular citizen does, and when you get in a hotel room, you jerk the fuck off all over. 10 years later, there's a rape in that room, and now your cum's there.
Because they don't ever clean the room.
Now what? I've seen those blacklight videos. Now what? Now you're on the hook because you were just a solid guy jerking off in a hotel room to BBC porn on the little TV.
But that could happen now.
It could.
To
you gotta be careful.
Say you were arrested and subject to DNA sample.
But I'm just saying,
still could, could take place now.
If you were a good innocent person, you never got yourself in that situation. Now all of a sudden you're a person of interest. All because you did a wiener loving.
It's interesting.
Just saying.
I've sent out stickers before from our Patreon.
I thought you just make Declan hold his tongue out, though, when you just swipe on his tongue.
One time I forgot to order peel-off ones, so I had to lick them because someone had taken my DNA off the envelope and planted it somewhere. Framed me for something heinous.
Maybe.
You almost Seinfeld yourself and died of toxic poisoning.
I know. I had to lick a lot of them.
With Susan. I don't think that would be a good idea.
Okay. Just thought experiment.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I don't think that'd be the best for the country.
No, absolutely not.
Also, I'm not trying to go cum in a cup. We all know that's the only way they can get accurate DNA. You go on, they just stand out on the sidewalk, you walk up, you cum in a cup. Something like that. Spurt. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hey, we're all getting old. That's life. It happens. But it doesn't mean you can't continue to better yourself. What's something new you'd love to learn? As an adult, do you make time to learn new things as often as you'd like? Or was that lost in childhood? Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, we often lose that curiosity. So what's something new you'd like to learn? A new language? How to ski? Or maybe how to finally beat your friend in bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because it's never too late to go back to school. Therapy provides an opportunity to reflect on who you are and what you enjoy. It can also help you identify new interests, new hobbies, and new skills. Things that are never too late to learn or try. Therapy can also be a great way to learn positive coping skills, set boundaries, and empower you to be the best version of yourself. Therapy is not only for those who've experienced trauma. So, if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Visit betterhelp.com/necro today and get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro.
In 2015, Parabon Nanolabs made extraordinary advances in genealogical DNA testing, so they could run the sample from the bed comforter against the CODIS system and would have been able to see if there were any felons in the system who were related to the suspect. This unfortunately turned up nothing. And like we said, John died, unfortunately, the following year in 2016. Parabon Labs kept running the sample as their work in genealogical DNA continued to advance. In 2018, they had found 2 DNA matches that would have been second cousins of the suspect. Parabon produced a list of 31 people that could be their suspect, and within a week of having that list, detectives narrowed it down to Dennis Bowman. Dennis was the likely suspect.
Dennis.
Wow.
That familial DNA stuff is so cool.
It really is.
Like, you took a case that it could have been any guy in the world, and they narrowed it down to a list of 30 people.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Maybe we should take everyone's DNA.
Now you're changing your mind?
No.
Do you think the government taps into like those genetic DNA 23andMe testings and like they keep some of those? I think there's like some kind of like
They tap into the database all the time.
yeah they do like, so that's known that they do that.
Yeah. They
know
share
that,
with law enforcement.
I didn't know that
Absolutely.
was a thing. Okay.
23andMe is about to go bankrupt, by the way, and there's worries about who's going to buy up all
sure,
their
they're
databases on the
fucking,
black market and whatnot.
Oh, that's great.
They're narcs. Yeah. They're narcs. Who wants that?
Yeah, well, that database is out there, and someone's going to get a hold of it.
I'm glad I've never come in a cup and sent it to 23andMe.
I've never done that.
Nope.
What would happen if you, like the vial that you send in, that you spit into, if you put some jizz in there and send it in? What would happen?
Wait, that's not what you're supposed to do? Oh, that's why I haven't gotten my results back. Like, this guy just sent us a cup of cum.
It's
Throw
like
it
a
away.
fucking solo cup with some plastic wrap on it.
Saran wrap over top. It just I have my name and date of birth. Like, what is this fucking guy sending us?
You go right to the NSA file. Then. Yeah, they don't
like-
bother processing your stuff.
Like, why is this solo cup full? How many times did he jerk off into this cup? It's like, well, it was twice.
We better taste this.
Just wanted to give you a back-
enough pineapple juice.
Just wanted to give you a backup sample in case the first one didn't work.
Cup's full.
So there was a missing persons conference where law enforcement could come.
This is the
visit.
coolest part of the story, if you ask me.
Yeah, because they find out that Dennis is their likely suspect. The detective working that case in Virginia goes to this conference. There happens to be law enforcement from Michigan there.
Like from local where Dennis was.
Right. And the two of these guys start talking, And the guy in Virginia is like, yeah, I got this guy, you know, his DNA is, he's our likely suspect. We don't know for sure. We need to get DNA from him. His name is Dennis Bowman. The guy in Michigan is like, oh, I know who Dennis Bowman is. I'm working his case on his missing daughter, Aundria Bowman.
That's probably your guy.
Yeah. It's like, that's your guy.
They're like sitting at the hotel bar, like having a drink, and this is where it comes up, and you're like, what the fuck?
Serendipity, man. That's crazy. He just flat out said it. Yeah, that's your guy.
Because now we're talking, this isn't the 1980s law enforcement that didn't look into Dennis at all. This guy in Michigan was fully aware of who Dennis was, the shit that he had done in the past.
Yeah. They just had no inroads as far as proving that he had something to do with Aundria.
No.
They had their suspicions, but nowhere to go with it.
And we'll talk about it in a little while too, but you know, last week we talked about Aundria's biological mother, Kathy. She's making sure this whole time that everybody knows who Dennis is, exactly who.
Yeah, there's a whole thing going on with them.
Yeah, she's on Facebook going hard while all this is going on.
She's putting up flyers and billboards by their house and going to meetings and showing all kinds of stuff.
She put up a huge billboard that said missing real big on it with Aundria's picture with all this information that they would have had to pass every day and driving out of their house. She was even flying drones over their backyard because she thought for sure that Aundria was back there. And she pointed out, we're kind of getting ahead, but she pointed out this area, and she's like, it keeps changing. Like, I've flown this drone over here multiple times and taken pictures of stuff.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to maybe wait because I didn't know if you want me to jump ahead, but like I had read somewhere that like she was like, hey, she's in the backyard. I see this landscaping changing. Can you look? And it's just, nah, not really. Nothing happened.
No hard proof.
Yeah, you can't just go rip up someone's backyard.
What a story.
So the detectives in Virginia start researching, and they learn that Dennis did 2 weeks of training with the Navy in Norfolk, Virginia in September of 1980. Because that's the thing that Dennis's wife Brenda's pushing back on. It's like, we were, you know, lived there in 1980. Like, how would this have even happened?
Yeah.
Well, Dennis was there for 2 weeks. And because Kathy was doing all this stuff, like we just said, flying the drone over, the billboards, everything like that, Dennis and Brenda would call the police and complain about this.
Constantly.
Right. So it was easy for police to talk, for Dennis to be willing to talk to the police. So they bring him in to talk about this stuff.
Like under the guise that they're looking into the, what's her name? Kathy Turkarian situation. Yeah.
And Dennis is drinking a cup, you know, they're having, you know, he's got a cup of coffee, whatever. After he leaves, detective grabs the cup. That's the DNA sample, runs it. It's Dennis. It's 1 in 7 billion, a 7 billion chance that it's Dennis who raped and murdered Kathleen.
Unbelievable.
And isn't it crazy that this could have just been pinned on Henry Lee Lucas?
Yeah.
Like I really wonder how many of those crimes that he was actually convicted of were even him.
That we'll never get a second look now.
I for real would not be surprised if he only killed, who was it, his mom, and then the other two.
And then the woman out west by the chicken coop.
And Becky, his child bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think an interesting dynamic in this, like DNA stuff, they have a list of 31 people. So even if you refuse to provide your own DNA, if the other 30 people who are innocent do, then you're guilty by default anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Then they're going to get a court order for you and test you anyway and confirm it. So you're kind of powerless against if everyone else decides to help.
Yeah.
It's true.
They rule everyone out except you, and you're fucked.
Eventually, that's probably what would have happened, right? That they would have just gone down that list and ruled everyone out.
Yeah.
While Dennis was sitting in jail for Kathleen's murder, Brenda came to visit, where Dennis confessed to her that he was responsible for Aundria's disappearance. Over the course of this story, Dennis gave different versions about what happened to Aundria. The consistent part in all his versions was that he and Aundria got into an argument where she was threatening to run away because Dennis had been molesting her. There's another version where he claims that she kind of was like, well, I'm going to go tell everybody, spread it even further kind of thing. But in that argument, Dennis slapped Aundria in the face, causing her to fall backwards down the stairs. At first, he said that she died instantly from a broken neck. Then he claimed that he wrapped her in a tarp, hid her in their barn, and burned her stuff to make it look like she ran away. Later, he said that she didn't die instantly, but she kind of laid there and slowly died. Then he put her body in the neighbor's trash. In the final version, he said that he tried to fit Aundria's body into a box, but when that didn't work, he dismembered her using a machete and an axe. He said the machete was under his bed, and sure enough, it was found there. After dismembering Aundria, he packed the pieces with trash, specifically diapers. Remember, they had the baby. They had the baby at this time.
Baby was there when she died. He just he had her with her, set her on the couch.
Yeah. And it was she was just packed with diapers. But in 1990, they moved. And so Dennis obviously could not just leave a body there behind. He dug up Aundria's remains and reburied them at their new house and put a concrete slab over top of it. He told Brenda that it was a new patio, but if you look at Kathy's drone shots, it's way in the back of the property. Like, it's not a fucking patio. You don't put a patio on the edge of the woods.
He's like, way back there.
I put my outline that Brenda is the most oblivious person in the world, or that she's in on this. I don't think anymore that she was in on this. I think she's so just in denial.
Delulu, as the kids say.
Yeah, she's just, that doesn't mean she's innocent in all this, but I think she really just believed him or just turned a blind eye to everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of audio, the police interviews, and they were monitoring his phone calls with her after he was locked up, and she's crazy. She's very oblivious. Like this last piece you talked about when he finally admitted to her and all this stuff, like this was after weeks and weeks of him denying it in police interviews and this and that, and them kind of throwing carrots out there, like trying to get him to confess, saying they'll do their best to let him serve prison in Michigan so she can still see him and stuff like this. But
that was a big ploy, thing.
But he lied to her over and over again, lied to the police constantly.
He does do that kind of serial killer thing where he just kind of acts like a little baby about stuff. And it's like, fine, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
I'll never tell you where she is. He did stick to that for a while, that he would never tell anybody where her body was.
Right. Like even after he admitted to his wife that he killed their daughter, like he wouldn't give her closure. But you can read the transcripts of them talking back and forth on, prison phone calls. And it's like, what is happening here? Like this guy just admitted that he killed your daughter.
And maybe that's part of the stuff that...
Very strange.
I mean, maybe Brenda did know the whole time, just forced herself to be in denial. I don't know.
Like she knew in her heart that that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Or she just very mentally ill person, and it just didn't faze her.
It seemed like it fazed her.
Yeah.
There's audio recordings of her clearly crying, she's really upset. So on February 7th, 2022, Dennis was found guilty of second-degree murder of Aundria, and he was facing 35 to 50 years in prison. Judge gave him 50 years, the maximum, which is essentially a death sentence for Dennis. He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
I would suspect he's not going to outlive that sentence.
Nope. He stayed quiet during his sentencing. He had nothing to say for what he had done. He did also admit to Brenda in those calls that he had raped at least 3 other women in San Diego in the 1980s. And, you know, watching that documentary, Into the Fire, and just other serial killers that we've talked about over the years, the way that he killed Kathleen Doyle, that doesn't seem like that was his first time doing that.
Right.
It seems that Dennis probably has more victims out there
that we don't know about. And watch the documentary. It's crazy because you get more in depth in the audio discussions between them and stuff. It's just,
yeah, that one's like, those aren't public knowledge. Like, they're not just open for anybody. So I felt like that could maybe be ripping off the documentary a bit if we did that. But
how many victims do you think Henry Lee Lucas took ownership of that were actually Dennis's?
How crazy is that, right?
Yeah, you got one guy admitting to everything and one guy who's just sitting there shutting the fuck up. Which is worse? What do you think? Which is worse? Being the guy that's admitting to all these that maybe now they're going to get closed out because you're wrongfully admitting to them, or being the guy that's just like, yeah, I know, but fuck you, I'm not saying.
Jeez.
I kind of lead towards the second one.
Yeah.
Because if you're the parent,
I guess that's right.
maybe you do end up feeling some closure, even if the guy ends up lying. Like, you don't know that at the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if like the victim or the murderer is telling you like, fuck you, I don't care.
You know he knows, but won't say anything.
I feel like that would maybe bother me more.
Or drive you crazy, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Brenda. I don't feel a lot of sympathy for her.
No.
Because...
Was she on the documentary?
Not like...
willingly?
Yeah, not willingly, but
okay.
from all the, you know, interrogations and things like that.
But since then, she's been playing victim? Or kind of
She's gone from public eye now.
Yeah.
We just don't, there's nothing.
No. Someone ran into her at a Walgreens. I saw that on Reddit.
Really?
She was working her cashier job at Walgreens. Someone took a picture of her. But
She's like ringing up juicy fruit gum and they're just like taking a picture of her.
She really took Tammy Wynette's advice to the extreme there. Stand by your man. Stand by your man. She split Aundria's ashes with Kathy.
that's one of the most egregious parts of this whole thing. Like, I don't know. I'm not big into the afterlife and stuff, but like, that's her remains.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't fucking split her up.
People do that though.
It does seem a
It's
little
fairly
odd.
common, I think.
I'm with Ian that it does seem a little odd. I don't think I would take part in that. I get that people do it. My thoughts would be if there's remains, maybe I would want them intact. Like, either you spread them or leave them intact.
Don't
Separate.
Don't some kids split up their parents' ashes so they all can have a piece?
I think maybe that. I think maybe some people put them in like necklaces and jewelry.
That's out of
that's
the ordinary.
Yeah, I would never be a part of something like that, but
I'm basing it, like, I understand that. Like, that's a cool idea if like kids split up their stuff, but the way I'm looking at this, if I'm Kathy, I would be fucking furious. I'd be like, you don't get her remains.
yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, that's where I would be coming from on it.
That's the different angle, of course.
Yeah.
Look, my ashes will be spread at the Speedway gas station outside of Daytona International Speedway, so there's no problem there. Like, just let it blow with the wind into turn one, baby. Everyone hold up a Miller Lite when they take that first green flag, and we're good. Let me go off into the distance.
Then I'm brushing ashes off my top of my can. This fucking guy.
Well, you stood downwind, pal. That's your own fault. I've seen Big Lebowski. You gotta stand behind the wind.
Just like getting hit in the eyes with a bunch of ash.
You've seen Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
It's just all fucking blowing right back into their faces.
Well, this guy's the definition of sociopath, psychopath. I always forget the difference, but one of those.
One of those. He's the definition of one of those.
One of those two things. Like killing your daughter's bad enough, but stringing your wife along for what, 30 years? After this happened, he went out with her driving around in cars and looking for her and stuff. How do you look in yourself in the mirror doing that kind of thing?
I think
How do you function?
He's no different than any of the other serial killers we talked about, really. Because, you know, it just popped in my mind last week. We talked about how he grabbed that 6-year-old girl and had her. And he got scared off by some barking dogs, but he had her fully naked and he probably would have killed her.
Yeah.
If he didn't get scared off. So I think Dennis probably has a lot more victims out there, and he's just the same as any of these other assholes we talk about.
We talked about the lady in the trailer last week.
Yeah.
Was her name Vicky?
I believe so.
I saw an interview with her.
That was the one that like he broke in and then the cops came. He's like, oh, I was just staying the night.
Yeah, I was going to the bathroom, or
like,
I'm staying here. I know her from Girl Scout, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like,
like
no problem,
selling
pal.
Girl
Get on out of here. No problem.
So there was a news interview with her, and she said that she worked with him, and everyone at work thought he was gross. They called him like scratching something because he was always scratching himself and stuff. But she said for like 2 months he would break into her house 2 times a week. Like it was constant, over and over, doing all this weird shit. She's like, I thought I was, I would have been. I'm certain I would have been the next victim.
But she didn't do anything about it when he was breaking in twice a week?
Well, that's when the cops set up the sting. They caught him, and the cop let him go. But they eventually,
they let him go.
They eventually got him. They got his kill bag or whatever with the knife and everything.
And somehow he didn't get in any trouble for that crime.
Yeah, nothing.
So he got just a slap on the wrist for that.
Imagine being that lady. He's been breaking into your house twice a week for months, and they're just like, we let him go.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. You're okay. No big deal.
But just the demented nature of it. It wasn't just, I happened to break in one time. It was constant. The guy's a sick fuck. It's really annoying, too.
He is.
If you listen to this fucking asshole, you just want to punch him in the face.
He acts like a little baby about stuff a lot.
Yeah.
They all are, though, right? It's like the whole man-child thing. They're all just
More
fucking,
or less, yeah.
just whiny pieces of shit. Everything's everyone else's fault all the time.
All the time. And he really turned Brenda against Aundria after all this, like accusing her of stealing money. And like she reported to the school counselor, like we talked about last week, that he was molesting her and stuff, and he denied it. So, there's quotes and audio of Brenda saying, I hate liars, and she stole from us and all this stuff. Like he essentially, turned the girl's mother against her when he was probably molesting her. Like that was real.
Yeah. And then, so like I start thinking about Brenda in a more sympathetic light with that. I'm like, yeah, maybe he did just like gaslight her into everything. But he had already been arrested for violent crimes against women before, and Brenda knew he was a sex offender and looked past everything.
Yeah.
Brenda knew for fucking 100% sure that they should not have been able to adopt a kid because he was a sex offender.
And then when your daughter accuses him of doing that, to take his side and call her a liar is obscene.
You know,
he's already been in prison for it. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So yeah, no, Brenda. No.
See, we just got rid of that empathy for Brenda.
Stop it, Brenda.
It's gone.
She's a fucking enabler, really.
Yes. Shut up, Brenda.
Then she accuses him of that, and all of a sudden she's gone. It was like, okay. All right, Dennis.
Yeah, I didn't like seeing him crying in any of those videos too. Like, stop.
Man, fuck you, dude. It's an odd story. And like you said, there's more bodies. There's gotta be this fucking guy. They just don't know who it is.
The other thing too, with him doing that whole serial killer, trying to blame everybody else, whatever, and like minimize everything. Like how he talked about Kathleen's murder. He said that he was just really drunk that night, just super wasted. And so he just happened to break in.
Yeah. I got the whole quote here. You want to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was reading the whole story about just detailing all the transcripts and stuff.
It'll probably help out what I'm going to say.
All right. Glad I could lend a hand. So it's like in the interrogation when they finally get him to, they're like, dude, we got you. The DNA, you're not getting out of this. And he finally starts talking. I go to the 2 weeks reserve and I'm there for a week and a half. I'm 600 miles away from anybody I know. I'm wound up like an 8-day clock, Dennis said. So pity party. 2 weeks. I'm so lonely. So after about a week and a half, I said, fuck it. I got to get off this ship. I went out and wandered around, and I walked into a little bar, and I sat down and ordered a double bourbon and Coke. Well, I got stupid drunk. Stupid drunk.
Wow. It would take me more than one double bourbon and Coke, pussy.
I walked past this house. All the lights are out. There's no car in the drive. And I said, quote, I wonder if they got some money lying around, Dennis said. I almost fell into the house. I was drunk. Dennis said he walked through the living room, stopped in the kitchen to look in the cookie jar for money before heading toward the bedroom. When he walked in the bedroom, he said Doyle sat up and screamed. He told police he covered her mouth with his left hand, and Doyle grabbed his right, causing the knife to stab her chest. When I started to calm down, she was still lying on the bed and she was moving. And I said, lady, I'm leaving. And I walked out the front door. So that's all that happened. Then he said it was a demon. And he drew a stick figure demon. Fuck you, dude.
So that doesn't, when he talks like that, like that's leaving out the whole phone receiver thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning her face.
Yeah.
Did they find blood in her apartment? Like, does that even make sense that she would have been stabbed and like there was blood like from like the bedroom because she was found in like the living room?
It
or was
wasn't.
or was she on the floor of her bedroom?
She was on the floor of her bedroom.
Okay.
And there was another stab wound in her back that actually killed her. She's
Right.
like,
A second stab
Yeah,
wound.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
At another point, I don't know if it's the same interrogation or a different one, but they ask him to like draw the layout of Kathleen's house, you know, like picture perfect. He drew it, like had it photo memorized.
Yeah.
You know, fuck you. You weren't drunk.
I was stupid drunk.
I would be willing to bet that he was stalking her and that
Yeah.
he was the reason she had the number on the fridge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Like he had that house.
He was there for 2
memorized.
weeks. That's what he was doing the whole time. Good riddance, as we say here at Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Well, but he's not dead, right?
No, not yet.
Usually that's what you guys say after we murder someone.
Oh,
I think time will catch up with Dennis pretty soon.
he's not
probably.
looking that good.
How old is he now? Still, he's in his 70s. you
Yeah,
said.
mid 70s.
Well, no one will cry too hard for that one. Maybe Brenda. She'll take a day off at Walgreens.
I still say it's got to be tough to live with when you're Kathy, who, when you had a kid that young, you thought you were doing the right thing. They end up giving your kid to these fucking monsters. That is
You got to live with that the
brutal
rest of
thing
your
to live
life.
with.
Yeah, it's crazy how, you know, when Dennis moved into the new house, Kathy's saying like her body's back there. Like I know, and she, like we said before, she's flying the drone over. But all the detectives involved admit it. You know, now they're like, yeah, when she's talking about her body being back there, that's crazy. That no one would believe that because he would have to dig up her body from one location, bring it a solid drive to another place. Like that didn't happen.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
you sure about that?
Kathy knew something.
Yeah.
She just had
was
that
on
feeling.
the case, yeah. Well, good for her. Sticking with it. Tough to live with, though.
DNA's coming for a lot of people.
A lot of you motherfuckers are sitting out there. We're coming for you. So is my constitutional amendment to take a sample from everybody.
Dave's Law, they're calling it.
Dave's Law. Hello.
I'm going to fucking hate you. pal.
Hello, I'm here for your DNA. Hello. Is anybody home?
It's a grassroots movement. It's just you going around house to house collecting DNA.
Care to provide a sample?
Well, any other final thoughts? Ian, final thoughts on this whole thing? What do you make of the shebang?
It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's but it's nice to have a happy ending, I guess. You know, justice was served.
Yeah. He could have got away with all of it.
He really could have.
Like someone could have got rid of that blanket just as easily as they got rid of the rape kit, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's this old blanket in here? Like, yeah.
It's almost better it got lost in the back.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
as opposed to
preserved
just being
itself,
out,
sure.
yeah.
How many other cases stuff just disappeared that had the
Yeah.
the DNA evidence on it? We'll never know. So hats off to those cops, man. That's some good fucking work.
Yeah, this was good police work. You know, they were going out of their way to attend missing persons convention type thing and talk. So,
fuck you, Dennis.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dennis.
Fuck that name too, right?
Dennis? You adding that to the list?
Yeah, can you think of any good Dennises? Oh, Dennis Rodman. He's all right.
He's a fun guy, at least.
Wasn't Manson's friend from the Beach Boys named Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess I don't really have a good reason to fight for the name Dennis.
I mean, I don't like the dentist, so why would I?
I know, we've covered that. All right, Dave, anything from your end?
No, I think we covered it. Watch the documentary; it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely watch the documentary.
What's it called?
Into the Fire. I mean, you lose some of the whatever, the surprise of all of it now that you know the story, but it's still pretty wild.
On the Netflix, correct?
On the Netflix.
Okay. What do you got for Patreon?
Necronomipod would like to welcome the following new patrons: Balder77, Isabella, Konar, A Fight Between High School Ian and Mrs. Hildebrandt.
What would they be fighting?
Yeah, why would they fight each other?
That's weird.
I'm like, hey, you old bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing in Steubenville, cunt?
She was 20 years younger then, so she was what, 86?
She probably blew him down by the creek.
By the creek.
Hey, old bird, suck my cock down by the creek.
And they went and got a cold pizza together.
Why not? Laser Fart, Scott Perigo Jr., Jonathan Wilbraham, Renee, Jenny Kidwell. What are we feeling right now? 69. Gabby, TE, Lil Baby said I'm 4PF. Lil Baby said I'm 4PF.
We might be too old to understand that reference.
Trisha Tower, Chow Chickmo, Jeanette Nichols. Ian is hotter than two fat bitches in a sleeping bag. Sir, that's not very nice.
That's weightism.
And is sitting in a room being a fat guy. He can't say that about fat people. Stop it.
Exactly. I'm assuming.
Rindy, Kaylee Shookhart, Trevin Mounts, Robert, Bailey N, and Mike's Carhartt Cult. Mike's Carhartt Cult. They're taking on new membership now.
All right.
Find them at stolenvalor.com. That's stolenvalor.com.
Ian, what do you got on your end?
Speaking of annoying pieces of shit, I just did part 2 of Israel Keys today. Necro Straight Edge. So
He's a swell guy.
yeah, he's something. So go check that out.
I'll do that. Thanks.
That was part 2, right?
Yeah.
You said you did part 1 last week.
Yeah.
Part 2 this week.
Yep.
All right.
It's all wrapped up.
You can keep up with Necro Straight Edge on Cool Down Media LLC on Instagram. Dave, you got anything else on your end?
No, not really.
No? Okay. That's how he says that. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod, Necronomipod.com, and what did I forget? Amazon.com. Search Necronomipod for all of our merch.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.